Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's live stream. Let's see. Yep, levels are all good. Cool, cool, cool. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the YouTube chat, and I'll do my best to answer it as we have time. So a couple things. Number one, we are giving away 150 USDT in the Discord. It's literally the easiest thing in the world. Just simply invite your friends, family, whoever to the Discord. Whoever has the most invites by the end of the month, January 31st, will get paid out. Top 3 people will get paid out. In addition, I also got the so we recently partnered with Blowfin as our non-KYC exchange, and we were doing they gave us this deal like where if you sign up, you get 100 USDT paid out into your futures account by depositing any amount. So I just, I threw 25 bucks in there. I got my $100, and I decided that I'm going to do a challenge account with that $100. So I'm really excited. I'll share that with you guys as we sort of develop that, and hopefully we'll get some good trades along with that as well. The 100 USDT does expire at some point, so it's really important to trade with it and to use it to make some money while it's still there. Okay, so I think that that'll be about it. As always, shout out to BitGet, our official partner and sponsor for these live streams. 20% off trading fees for life. You can access this promo on our Linktree, Discord, or our website. So we'll go ahead and dive right into the charts. First of all, I drew this on Friday morning from the live stream. So before we even got this pump back when price was literally just hit the bottom of this range, I said, yeah, we'll probably just, put in like a weekend range here, come back down, and then maybe get a move up. And my whole theory is this. I said that if we're going to go here before we go here, this is going to be where it's going to have to bounce, in my opinion. Okay. I think the market looks really heavy. Alts bled really, really hard. So that's something we'll talk about too. A lot of my longs on alts are totally invalidated. So we'll have to backtrack and take a look at that as well. But overall, my thoughts on this are pretty simple. And here's the reason why I drew this out like this, is because we have this range here, right? We have a range low that has not been taken. 1, 2. This one took out these two, but not this one yet. So everyone's stops are probably over here. Now, my thought process on this is that there's a clear zone here at 39,500 down to 37K that I think everybody, myself included, is interested in longing. Okay. Now, if this is such a great level of interest, I think that there's an opportunity. So bears, right, think that we're going to go lower, and bulls are waiting for lower. Okay, so what does that mean? Basically that this is kind of the hot spot, right? So if there was an opportunity to catch shorts off sides and front run the bulls, this would be it, right? Where we're simply at range lows, we get another bounce back to range highs, take out this high here, and then either decide to get a, well, this will be a little bit lower even now, either decide to get a 618 back test, go ahead and scoot this stuff over here, either decide to get a 618 back test or simply reject from range highs and then get the move down here that everybody is looking and waiting for. If this scenario doesn't happen, then we just simply go down here. I mean, price, honestly, it could just come here and sit here for a while and then eventually come down here, and that would be really boring. That could entirely happen. There's no reason that it couldn't. But in my opinion, I think that I really like this scenario here. But the thing is for this to play out, I think that people would really have to get bullish again at the highs for this to look good, because I think that everyone's expecting a bearish backtest. So if this were to happen, I would really love it if price actually came up into this area where people were getting pretty damn nervous to short. I think that that would be really, really nice if this were to happen. Otherwise, we just simply continue to dump. But the thing is if you think about like this psychology of this, right? People are waiting for this 37, 38, 39K zone to long, myself included. I think this is a really great area to long. There's a lot of confluence to long here. So if we come down here and, long, and then we just get a move up, okay, great. But if we come from here, front run the zone, get a move back up to here for a quote unquote bearish backtest, push higher than expected, people are scared to short. Then we dump down to this 37 zone. People are going to be a little less interested in longing this because they expected it here around this time, right? So this all of a sudden becomes more contested, right? We're not sure if it actually is a great spot to long anymore. And so, yeah, that's why I kind of like this idea where we come here and then we come back up again and then we kind of get this move down. And, ultimately it looks like sort of this distribution sort of a pattern, right? And so that's kind of why I like this idea of having this sort of another move to the upside, and then we kind of develop this. It's not there yet, obviously. I'm totally writing this out, but we sort of start to develop this trend line, right? I can go ahead and delete this, but we start to develop this trend line here, where price maybe deviates it and then gets that move to the downside. So for me, I really like this scenario. This is kind of where my head would be going at. That said, I mean, this looks terrible. The market looks really heavy. So, it is entirely possible that, that BTC does just simply get this move down, or maybe even better yet, we, get an SFP of this level here where everyone's stops are, and then we get sort of the move to the upside or whatever. We do have that daily naked point of control here that we have been watching for quite some time now. Let's go ahead and pull that up here. Let's see, where are you? Daily naked point of control. At this level here, and I'd been talking about this level for a very, very long time, and I liked it again as a front run level to this here, and it would give us our swing failure pattern as well. So yeah, I've been talking about this level for quite some time here. We'll have to be patient and simply wait and see what happens. But yeah, I think that would be another nice setup here for a swing failure pattern. We'll go ahead and hide this stuff where we get, an SFP of this level down to here, and then, look for the move to the upside. But as I talked about with my drawings here, is that if this range low is lost, I mean, we're really, unless we do an SFP or a deviation, we are really, going for that previous month low, ultimately, is what I see. And, let's go ahead and just take a peek. I know we don't normally do this early in the stream, but I'm just curious to see. Funding rates, let me go ahead and clear out some stuff for you guys here. So funding rates, we can see that there's some shorting going on a handful of them, also a lot of longing. So yeah, there's some discrepancies here on funding. Overall, it is being shorted, but it's not anything too crazy. Taking a look here. Let's see. I don't know why they do that. I want it on max liquidity. Not very much negative delta. You know, a lot of the negative delta was wiped out here. We can see if we go ahead and take a look. There's a lot of shorting going on here. Those shorts got pretty wrecked. We're seeing some shorting here. We do have some 100x shorters here that could get wrecked potentially. Let's go ahead and just show the big boys here. Yeah, a lot of bottom shorters in here, so that's kind of a nice sign. I'll go a little bit higher. Not a whole lot of positioning happening at that level. Go back down one. Yeah, so sizing is 74 million, 60 million, 71 million. Yeah, so there is some decent amount of bottom shorting going on here, which is nice to see. People being bearish at range lows. An opportunity there if bulls decide to step in. Let's go ahead and take a look at the heat map. Again, I have to change this to max liquidity. Let's start with the 12-hour. $40,225, 41,000. That's in the 12-hour. So yeah, the local highs and lows, not too surprising there. Oh, it made part of my arm disappear. That's funny. Looking at the 7-day here, let's take a peek. Yeah, 40,150. Again, not surprising. That's right below that local low. And then we can see 42,300, 43,150. Yeah, 42. So yeah, this is that 42 is above the local high of the range here. So we can see that, you know, this high over here, that's our local high within this small range that we've been trading in since I want to say Friday, Thursday. Let's go ahead and look out to 1 month. And we can see, yep, 38 is the hot spot, as well as 34, and then, up at 51. Yeah, so, you know, a little bit at 39,500, and then again at 38,600. So we can see that, yeah, again, you know, largely why a lot of people are eyeing that area. There's a heck of a lot of liquidity there. Looking back on the 3-month, we can see, again, 39,600 zone is kind of a key spot, but then we're looking down at the 33 levels, which is right around where I primarily want to see BTC go to. I like this area. I don't think that we're going to be getting there anytime soon personally. I don't think we're going to go there for several weeks or months. So yeah, we can see, you know, just by looking at some of that stuff, we'll go ahead and pop some of this back on here. You know, just by looking at some of that stuff, we can really see why this 38 zone is really important and why a lot of people are sort of eyeing that area. You know, again, that said, I think there is an opportunity here to front run. I would personally love it if it just did it right here, because I don't think people would expect that. That said, at the very least, taking out this low down to the daily naked point of control, I think would be less expected than getting that move down to here where that primary liquidity spot is. Right? Front running it, building up the liquidity further than where it already is. So let me see here. How far are we in this stream so far? Oh, wow. Yeah, we've really spent a lot of time talking about this stuff. So let's go ahead and zoom out as always and go to our higher time frame chart here that we always like to start with. So yeah, we can see, oh, man, it's just perfect, isn't it? Yeah, my higher time frame plan here, where I was expecting to simply range in this area for quite some time, this red box, and again, that 38,600 zone is the hot spot here, where I'd like to see that move down into here, and then back up, and then back down, and eventually break down. So yeah, our higher time frame plan is very much still intact. If you can recall, when we were looking at that 6 month liquidity, it was really around this 33 zone here. Again, right, high time frame range lows. We had support, flip to resistance, resistance, back test to support, for then a move to the upside. I really like this setup. I think it all looks really, really good here. But yeah, this is where I was looking for, right? And we can see that is really starting to play out quite nicely. So higher time frame plan intact, simply range here for quite some time. I think it all looks very good. Here. Let's go ahead and update now our chart here. I want to take a peek at the monthly. Yeah, it's one heck of a monthly candle. Let's look at our weekly and do some updating. I want to clean up my chart a little bit as well. I feel like I have a lot of... Yeah, I'm going to get rid of all this. Get rid of that. Oh, this is kind of my long-term plan. We can see that that's starting to play out nicely. This trend line here, very key. Very key trend line. Key. I'm actually going to move this. These are all good. All good. All this stuff is good. SFP, range high, all taken care of. Love that. Looking good. Div extension. This is wild. I just love it when I draw stuff and you just see it like... I mean, you know how long ago I drew this? Like, oh yeah, we could come here and do something like this, or come down and maybe do that. And it's just like, when you see it, yeah, it just all plays out so nicely. It's super fun when that happens. Local trend lines here. Unimportant. This is our key parallel channel. Don't really need this one. This is our upwards channel that we can see price is losing currently, possibly deviating. We'll have to see. Fib fan. I'm not really crazy about this fan. I'm just gonna get rid of it. Again, another one of my higher time frame plans. Looks good. We got this one. We're looking for this one. And get rid of that. This is something I drew out a while ago. We did not get this move, but we got a move down here. Came up. Yeah. Looks good. Fixed ranges here. Yeah, I'm not really... We don't really need these too much. Lost the val of this one here. Very interesting. Very interesting here. Okay. Macro POC. These rectangles. Yeah. Let's update our previous week levels. Not really a crazy last week. Price simply ranged. Oops. Weekly open, previous week low. Go ahead and lock these out. It's beginning to form a decent Monday range that we'll have to address. So that SFP level is right next to the previous week low. I'm actually just going to remove the previous week low because I think the SFP level is a little bit more significant in this case. We have the weekly open here, previous week high. Monday range beginning to form. We don't have a new weekly. A little bit of time left in the monthly there. Yearly. Yearly is pretty significant here. Back tested, lost. Not a good look. Yeah, so I think everything is looking relatively good. Don't think there's going to be any new NPOCs. Yeah, the POC there, which is right around the yearly open. Not surprising. Small volume shelf, which is also a POC. Yeah. Okay. I would say I think that a couple different setups we can look for is an SFP here. Reclaim. We'd have to reclaim this level, and confront this zone for a take profit, as well as this one, where we could maybe even see a deviation back down. Where we would look at something like this. And something well, basically trade the range, but we could look for it to go lower. You know, potentially down finally to this level here. Yeah, I think that these would be kind of our couple setups right now, just looking at the chart. I think that there's a possibility that it front runs this SFP. I think that would be so painful, so incredibly painful, if that were to happen. So let's see, Jan 21 week plan. We like these setups here. This is our SFP. Yeah, I like this as our plan for the week. I'll go ahead and let's just hide some of our levels here just to clean this up a bit. We even get rid of this. Yeah, you know, doing something like this I think would be really nice. Come up, sweep, deviate this level over here. Or a short opportunity. And long a sweep or deviation of this area here. Or a long opportunity and short opportunity and a long opportunity here. That said, if we start losing levels significantly, you know, then in that case, we simply look lower. And again, I'm not setting any limit orders here. There has to be a trigger, right? Price even might go lower than this. It might, you know, it could maybe sweep down even lower or whatever it is. The point is, as long as it does a swing failure pattern where it breaks below this low, takes all the stops there, closes above, and then we simply look higher, right? That said, you know, I wouldn't even mind if we front ran it for a little extra pain here. I think that would really bother a lot of people. If price simply just front ran that level there. Let me pull up the channel again here and we'll just go ahead and, you know, if we did something kind of like that, I think that that would be really just such a brutal move. And I like that. You know, I like that idea. So, okay, cool. We'll go ahead and take a break from BTC and go ahead and look at some other assets here. Yeah, I think that this is, if we would just reclaim this channel, I think you could trigger long with your stop loss below here and target the mid-range and the high. I think this would be a really nice setup. But then again, it is Monday, and you know, typically it's good to wait for a Monday range to form before hopping into some kind of a trade or whatever, right? Okay, cool. So we'll go ahead and take a look at something else. Let's say ETH. Wow, I am actually very surprised with how far ETH has dumped. I actually did not think that we'd get a daily close before 2400s, below 2400. So let's see how this candle closes today. I would be really surprised. And the reason being, if we go ahead and just start drawing some things out here, you know, we can see that this is the value area high of, you know, this PA here. And ideally, if we're going to have some kind of a breakout and continuation to the upside, we want to see that this level holds and then, you know, look for some kind of continuation here. Yeah, this is very interesting. You know, and it's one of those things where perhaps me personally, I jumped the gun and I started entering a lot of these alt long positions pretty early because my theory again is that like we would see BTC put in this range and it would give some time for Ethereum to catch up and start to really get some moves going in, right? And you know, we did see a really significant move to the upside on Ethereum. It's not so great that we're seeing it pull back this much. Let's go ahead and take a look at ETH BTC here. Wow, ETH BTC though is very much holding up. My theory, again, let's go to a weekly time frame here. Go ahead and hide this. I don't really need that. Is that we have this channel here, and what I was looking for, god damn it, I just played it perfect too. I drew this out. See how we got that sweep I was looking for? Man, I gotta, kills me when I miss stuff like that. So I planned for the sweep, which we got, and my goal was to see us reclaim this channel, which we did. And so as long as we're inside this channel, you know, maybe we do some kind of a back test or something or other, but price should, you know, really just rotate at the very least to the midline, possibly to the top of the channel here. So I am expecting still some kind of a run. And if we go ahead and extend this very old trend line here, We can see we've broke up above it. Price is trading above the level now at this point. So what I'm, would be looking for, I guess, if we were to see something like this happen even. By the way, ETH really is holding up well. So even though ETH is dumping, ETH isn't really dumping. It is showing still a lot of strength towards BTC. It's possible that we can see that this level here is, let me actually do this for you guys. This zone here is pretty key, okay? Ultimately, we would want to see this area hold as support, and for then ETH to have some degree of continuation to the upside against BTC, right? Now, that could very well coincide with this holding as support. And so if price today reclaims this level at 2400, that would be a really good sign for ETH. That would be a remarkably good sign for ETH. I'm actually going to hide some of this stuff here to clean it up. That would be a remarkably good sign for ETH if, it were to deviate this level, reclaim, and then begin to target some of these highs over here. That would be a really, really, really good sign for Ethereum. And I would even consider this already back tested. Wow, look at that. I would already even consider this area back tested and this to be our bounce from that level. As a matter of fact, I might actually look to do a deviation play on this. Let's look at our previous week levels here. Previous week high, weekly open, previous week low, down to a 4-hour. Yeah. Structurally speaking, both on ETH BTC and ETH USDT, we're going to want to see a bounce here if price is going to have some degree of continuation to the upside. It may be best to, simply hold off until Monday's range is formed, which is typically what I would recommend. Let's take a look at the liquidity data in the funds for funding rates for ETH. Go ahead and pull that up here. Yeah, this will be a little bit of a longer stream. That's okay though. ETH, I want max liquidity. -5 billion delta, not bad. Not bad. Some bottom shorters here, that's a good sign. Yeah, some big players are bottom shorting. It's a really nice sign for a reversal. Let's pull up ETH on here and see if there's any immediate liquidity below 2,300. I think that's excessive. Yeah, a lot of the liquidity on the 7-day is above us. 2K, boy. Yeah, on the 1 month, 2K, and then also 2,700. 2,800 is my hotspot, so that coincides with that. And then, yeah, wow, looking significantly lower, right? Looking significantly lower. Which does line up with the long-term plans, right? Does line up with the long-term plans, but locally, liquidity does seem to be to the upside. Yeah. Locally, it does seem to be to the upside. So I like this as a cheeky, sort of a cheeky position here to consider this a deviation. That said, it never really hurts to hold off until there is, further confirmation, right? It never hurts to do something like that. Is it still on? Yeah, okay, cool. It never hurts to wait for further confirmation, like with a Monday close, to sort of see how that all plays out. But I really like this idea, targeting back to this 2,400 area. And then, looking for maybe a back test to long again to look for higher later on. But yeah, the idea of this being a deviation, I think looks really, really good so far. And it's definitely something I'm going to keep in mind and possibly even look to enter some kind of a position here on ETH. Okay, so the last two that we're going to update are Sol and SEI. Sol very much dumped a lot further than I thought it would. This trend line is just remarkable. I'm really stunned with this trend line here. The harmonic is invalid. It traded to the 618 to 100 like we planned on. We nailed that trade. But the harmonic ended there. So this was our harmonic here. We got the move to 100. Trade closed. And, from here now, I thought that this harmonic may continue to play up to the 109 zone. It did not. So that trade idea is invalid and off the table. Price is still holding underneath this trend line remarkably well. I'm actually very surprised at how many times it's played it. We can see that we do have a very clear support zone here. But it looks like the bounces are getting weaker, right? So with a play like this, you would typically expect some kind of a deviation of the level, some kind of a sweep down before getting kind of a move to the upside. Let's go to our weekly chart real quick. 70, I think that's excessive. 78. This is an old weekly SR flip zone, in my opinion. We can see it was resistance here. Possibly backtest the level. Go down to a daily. We can see that it was resistance here. The breakout occurred. This could be a nice backtest level. Let's go ahead and take a look at. I want to hide all this stuff here. Let's take a look at down to 70. Wow. 78. There it is. There it is. Okay. Yeah, in my opinion, if I were to take a stab at Sol, back to 109. And that would look like where is our channel? Here, H4. Don't really need this anymore. Looking at H4, one would expect price to break down, hit this level here, reclaim this zone, and then make its way for here to backtest this channel. And then probably get some move down. Yeah, this is something of what I would be looking for this week, and then also the coming week. I would say this week would give us an opportunity to enter. The following week would give us an opportunity to take profit. I think that this would be a really nice setup on Solana to do something like this. I like that a lot. I think this is a great deal here. And you know what we would look for again, right? Lose the level, reclaim it, break through this trend line on a sideways consolidation, have continuation towards 109, back test this, which would also be the 618 of the move. Hot area of liquidity, go down and do this. And I think that this would be a really nice setup. I'm actually very keen on this setup. Very much liking that a lot. I like this a lot. Okay, so I'm going to set an alert here and say long SR flip back test around 78. Weekly plus blah. I'm also gonna just set one here that says price potentially breaking down towards long zone. Okay, cool. So that is that. That's that on Sol. SEI. SEI really broke down. SEI really broke down. I mean, this was if I was gonna remain bullish on SEI, this was my final stand. I wanted to see something like this, reclaim and then make a run for the highs. I don't know that the highs are in per se. I would think that this would be a pretty shocking, way to end things. But I don't think that like this looks remarkably good. Let's go ahead and draw out some things here for ourselves. Hmm. This is the really big area of support here. If we were to start turbo nuking. Boy. I'm going to set a couple alerts here for potential SFPs. I'm going to set an alert here and say watch for potential channel reclaim. If so, long to range highs. And that'll be my two setups. So in my opinion, we look for an SFP of either of these. If price continues to lose those, we're going to go down here. If price does a deviation, reclaims this channel, we'll look to long it likely back to the mid-range, possibly even if it reclaims here back to range highs. So these are kind of my setups for SEI right now. I think that went ahead and covers it. Yeah, look at this. ETH really getting a good bounce here. It's already up $20 since we were talking about taking a position here. Let's go ahead and go to lower time frames. Yeah, this is looking like a really nice potential deviation. This is looking really good for that. Yeah, I like that. I like the setup. BTC. Oh, H4 very well may close back above this channel, and if it does, that is a good long, my friends. Yeah, seeing H4. If H4 closes inside this channel in the next few minutes here, that would be a really good sign of strength that the bottom of this channel is holding. And that, you know, this plan that we drew out here last Friday is actually going to be coming to fruition. So we'll go ahead and end it there. If I wasn't able to get to your questions, feel free to ask in the Discord. Otherwise, as always, guys, thank you for joining me for today's live stream. I'm really excited for this week. I think we have a lot of really good opportunities coming up here. Again, we are giving away 150 USDT. Just all you have to do is invite your friends or family or whoever into the Discord, and we'll be giving away money to the top 3 people who have the most invites. Again, doing a Blowfin challenge account. Really excited about that. I'll be sure to update and share you guys with my progress. And I think that'll be it. I'll go ahead and see you guys in the Discord. Thanks again.